What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Diablo 2 Resurrected, and today we're going over another one of our Barb builds. This one is going to be a Whirlwind Barbarian build, and the first thing you might notice is, yes, he is only using one-handed weapon. It is a phase blade, and there's a specific reason for that we are going to jump into, but this is pretty much my Barbarian that I use to do magic finding with. You guys, if you haven't seen it, go check out the 0% magic find pit barb that I do with Frenzy. It's absolutely blast. This one is more for like a change of pace if I don't want to go to pit all the time. I love running Travincal, and I don't specifically run gold find on this one. I know a lot of people run gold find barbs, but I'll have another one that's specifically made for gold find. This one is made for magic find, and we are essentially running over 400% on our main, swapping to Hork for over 700%. So as far as the gear goes, yes, we have a broken offhand weapon, and that is very important because currently in the game, there's a big glitch that if you have a main hand weapon with Whirlwind, and you have a broken offhand, it is essentially duplicating the weapon. So as you see here, we have a perfect 400 damage grief, 34 IS. That doesn't really matter. All we need is the 30, and we're perfect. We're set. We're good to go with the grief. But yeah, it's essentially duplicating it as if we have two griefs with 400 damage, each one hitting for a ton of damage. There's tons of tests out there. We're not going to go over the exact test to show how it's done, but I highly suggest if you're running a Whirlwind build, throw in a broken offhand, especially if you're running dual grief. I mean, put your better grief in the main hand, duplicate it out, and go to town. Now, as far as our other gear setups going, we are using an Arius face because we do want those stats. We mainly want the all res right now. We're kind of doing more of a budget build. I would normally run in a chestplate Enigma, but because that's going to be going on the Pit Zerker Barb, for the time being, we are running an Ethereal Skulders. That is going to give us a ton of magic find, 134% with a perfect topaz in the chest. We get +1 skills, but mainly is there for that huge amount of defense, because that defense is going to help us not get hit when we are running, and we're not going to have to deal with any physical attacks from any targets. You can run F because it will repair 1 durability every 5 seconds, so that is perfect. Now for Amulet, we're just running a stat buffer, pretty much all res, strength, dexterity, plus the barbarian skills, and that really nice 25% magic find. As far as the gloves, belt, boots, it's the normal. We have chance guards, we have an upped gold wrap so we can hold more of those potions, and we do have our war travelers. For our rings, we're running a 30% magic find Nagel, and we're just running our dual leech. So there is sometimes that I don't run the Arius, and instead of the Arius, we will run a perfect topaz in a Shaco. But as you guys can see here, our resistances aren't fully maxed out. There's 2 of them that are only at 73%. That will be remedied as soon as we get 1 more level, because we are only level 88. We'll put 1 more point into natural resistance. That will pretty much cap us out on all resistances, which will be a good spot. Now, as far as skills goes, we need 1 point in everything to go all the way down to Whirlwind. We are going to max Whirlwind out. Combat masteries, because we are using the phase blade, we're going for sword mastery, 1 point in the usuals, and then a few extra in natural resistance. That way we don't have to use something like a fortitude or a COH, a chains of honor, something like that. We can go with the Skulders to go crazy magic find. And then of course war cries, 1 point in howl, 1 point in shout, 1 point in battle command. We're maxing out battle orders. We're putting 1 point in find potion, and eventually we will max out find item, because this build is mainly used for Travincal Council. We do Pindle, we do Shenk, we do all those other kind of single target bosses all the time, but this is mainly here for one reason, and that big reason is going to be to get our Travincal done pretty easily. Now, as far as our stats go over here, I pretty much put our vitality in to the point, it's right above me. 210 basically gives us just over 2,000 HP as far as after we have our battle orders up. We put dexterity to the point that we can use our phase blade just in case we want to change out some gear. Like if we drop this, I want to make sure we can still equip the 136 And I want to make sure we can swap a ton of stuff because we get tons of dexterity from here and here. If we want to be more optimal and never change our gear, that would be fine. But I did put a little bit, I put up to 136 with just our Annie and our Hellfire Torch. That way, if I do change gear, I don't have to worry about respeccing. The rest into strength just for some bonus enhanced damage. So that's pretty good. You can see the stats here. We have some life leech. We got some mana leech. We have not a ton of gold find. On swap, we have a decent amount. But again, we're not really going for gold find here. We're more going for magic find. And rune drops, things like that. It's probably better to go for gold find, but for those of you who are just tired of building gold find barbs all the time and you want to attack, you don't want to sit there jumping around or shouting, this is definitely a build for you. We have the vendor prices because we are using a Geeves over here. Now, normally I'm going to pretty much want to fill my inventory up with magic find small charms. I don't have that many right now, which is why we are using a combination of some damage and faster run walk. One, because we don't have Enigma, so you can move around a little bit faster. And two, a little bit extra damage will help for things past players 1. Players 1, players 3, this setup will do perfectly fine. The second you get to players 5 or player 7 and higher, I would highly recommend dropping your chance guards for laying on hands. That one will give you a ton of demon damage. It's a really nice bonus that you'll be getting from that. So I do highly suggest swapping that out and maybe throwing some more magic find small charms in your inventory. But besides that, that's pretty much the whole part of this. We do have our perfect Travincal mercenary. Act 2, it's a might mercenary. We have Reaper's Toll, not ethereal. We're not really using him for damage. He's there more or less to just apply the Decrepify because that's going to help us defeat the physical immunes. I'll show you a little clip here real quick, or towards the end you'll see a really good part where it highlights why you need it. Otherwise you just have to skip some of the mobs. We're running a Guardian Angel in the chest piece here. So the Guardian Angel is going to be Eth, and it is mainly there just to increase the 15% maximum resistances for all resistances. You see, once we throw this on, down here, everything is at 90%. And to help us get there, since we don't have all res on like a Fortitude or a Chains of Honor, we have a Kira's Eth. We don't have anything socketed because we're kind of doing this more of a budget version, which is why we also don't have an Eth Reaper's Toll. Really, the whole expensive part of this entire build is your main grief. And if that's one low rune to build this character, that is pretty good. You could do without an Eth Skulders. I mean, this could be a perfect build for the beginning of a ladder season, so definitely keep this in mind. It is very, very budget compared to running things like a Fortitude chest piece, you running an Enigma or a Fortitude. There's a lot of really good bonuses from this. So hopefully you guys enjoy this build. Let me know in the comments down below if you think anything should be changed or if you run anything different. I'm going to show you guys a few clips here of how it works, and the last one I think is going to show you why having Reaper's Toll is so important to kill those physical mutants. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.